ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
Newly released body camera videos show when a La Mesa police officer fired a beanbag round at protesters, sending a woman to the hospital. Good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson.
And I'm Kimberly Hunt. This happened during a weekend of nationwide protests over police use of force. ABC 10 News reporter Anthony Pura watched the video, which shows what happened leading up to the incident.
The video shows the events on May 30th when there was a demonstration outside La Mesa Police headquarters, and we have to warn you, it shows some graphic content. This body cam video shows the moments leading up to an officer firing a beanbag round that hit 59-year-old Leslie Furcron in the head. This is body cam footage from someone next to the officer who fired the round. The La Mesa Police Department highlighted Furcron in the crowd. She appears to have thrown something. The officer fires the beanbag round, and you see Furcron drop to the ground. Then you hear an officer say this, referring to Furcron.
That was the guy who's throwing things. The guy who's down right now, he's the one who's throwing things.
In addition to the footage, La Mesa Police sent ABC 10 News images and videos from the May 30th protest outside their headquarters to show the circumstances leading up to the incident. They said the demonstration started off peacefully around 2 p.m., but around 5 p.m., police say this happened. Someone committed an act of arson in the front plaza. That's when they deemed it an unlawful protest. Police also released body camera video of rocks being thrown at their officers in the hours and minutes leading up to the incident involving Furcron. They say some of the rocks thrown that day were about the size of baseballs. La Mesa's police chief says they released the video in the spirit of transparency.
It is my hope that we will continue to heal the wounds, nurture an environment of open communication, and make La Mesa a safer place to live.
Furcron spent days in the hospital due to injuries from the beanbag round. She made a statement to reporters on June 10th, shortly after she was released from the hospital, saying she was outside the La Mesa Police Department peacefully protesting.
I'm a God-serving person. I'm a mother and a grandmother.
When asked about the newly released video, Furcron's attorney says the public should focus on what it doesn't show.
But they didn't give us any body-worn camera footage from anyone, any of the officers who could have allegedly been impacted by the can or whatever was thrown. They didn't give us any information as to where the can landed, any video footage, any information as to any officer who said, hey, this person threw a can that I think injured me or almost injured me.
The district attorney's office is investigating the incident. Anthony Pura, ABC 10 News.
In our effort to promote transparency, we have posted all of the video clips on our website, 10news.com. And new at 11 o'clock, a small plane landed in a grassy field south of the Jamul Casino tonight. It happened just before 8 o'clock. CAL FIRE responded to assess the fire danger in the tall, dry grass. They say 2 people were on board. No one was injured. Rescuers called it a rough landing and found the landing gear broken. It's unclear if this was an emergency landing. There's no word yet on why the plane made that sudden landing.
It's life-saving, precious plasma, and we really need people to come out and donate as soon as possible.
The San Diego Blood Bank is asking those that have recovered from COVID-19 to donate their plasma, saying that they are running out of donations as requests from hospitals go up.
Our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo shows us how this plasma donation may help coronavirus patients recover.
The process of donating takes a little over an hour, including check-in, but the blood bank says your donation could be life-saving.
A plea from the San Diego Blood Bank.
We're just not able to keep up with demand.
Asking for donations of convalescent plasma to help fight COVID-19 at local hospitals. Although not a cure for the virus, the plasma of those that have recovered has proved effective.
Statistically, we have seen that it has had a positive effect on some patients, and so hospitals are requesting it on a regular basis.
In May, we introduced you to Maria Elena and Maya Barajas, both contracted the virus. 19-year-old Maya was hit the hardest, intubated and spending days in the ICU.
I never would have thought that she would get as sick as she did.
Her mom credits the plasma for helping her recover.
Within about 2 to 3 days, she made improvement.
To donate plasma, you must have had a positive COVID-19 test. recovered, and be symptom-free for 28 days. You must make an appointment and follow all current safety guidelines in place, like wearing a mask and social distance.
We wipe down the donor beds between each donation. We keep everyone 6 feet apart. The donor beds are 6 feet apart.
One plasma donation could help as many as 3 to 4 people fight the virus.
It's life-saving, precious plasma, and we really need people to come out and donate as soon as possible.
Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
And here is a look at the latest numbers for San Diego County. 587 new cases were reported today for a total of over 25,000. And 18 new deaths were also reported, bringing that total to over 500. With those numbers surging, county leaders are unveiling a new task force. They call it the Safe Reopening Compliance Team. Now that team, that job will be to work with businesses that are not following public health orders to show them how to operate safely. County Supervisor Nathan Fletcher says most businesses are complying with the orders, but there are still many violators.
The compliance is out of an effort to keep our businesses open. It's not out of an effort to punish anyone or harm anyone, but the simple reality is outbreaks and increase in cases impact the totality of our economy. And so for the overwhelming majority, we say thank you, but for those that are egregiously and flagrantly violating the public health orders, there will be in the works increased ability to provide more enforcement.
Fletcher also revealed today that local hospitals are out of convalescent plasma, as we've been talking about. He is asking anyone who has recovered from coronavirus to consider donating, as we mentioned, to the San Diego Blood Bank.
For the first time in weeks, the United States reported more than 1,000 deaths in one day. California now has more than 421,000 cases, surpassing New York as the state with the highest number of infections. Los Angeles officials are warning of another possible stay-at-home order.
COVID-19 appears to be on track to becoming one of the leading causes of death in LA County.
At least 31 states announced more restrictions to curb the virus, including a new mandate on face masks in Minnesota, Ohio, and Indiana. The pandemic also hitting minority communities harder. An ABC News report shows there are fewer testing sites in Black and Hispanic neighborhoods, and existing ones are frequently understaffed.
In the meantime, lawmakers on Capitol Hill, they are racing to pass a new COVID-19 stimulus package before their August recess. This is as an additional $600 weekly unemployment benefit provided by the CARES Act is set to run out by the end of the week. But millions of Americans are still out of a job. Eviction protections also expire at the end of the month. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says 1 in 5 renters could lose their homes.
There are only 3 weeks left until the August work period, and Republicans are still in the opening phases of preparing their bill. We don't have time for this mess that the Republicans are in.
But the two parties have yet to reach an agreement. The White House is now pushing for a payroll tax cut, but many GOP senators, they're not on board with that, while Democrats want more funding for coronavirus testing and tracing. Distance learning has exposed a host of challenges for San Diego's families, but for many, lack of access to technology, healthy food, and even a quiet place to study, that can make a child's learning overwhelming. Our ABC 10 News anchor Lindsay Pena shows us how San Diego County school districts are working to bridge that equity gap.
The pandemic has forced students to learn from a distance. Here in San Diego County, families who were once hopeful there would be a return to school in the fall are now gearing up for more online instruction. One of the biggest obstacles is simply having the proper tools to do that. San Diego County Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Paul Gothold, says a recent survey of local families revealed that 1 in 5 either don't have access to technology or it's limited.
When we talk about access to technology, the internet, sometimes that means a phone. And a phone is not going to support a lot of the educational programs that kids are expected to log in and participate in.
But a device is no good without reliable, fast internet access. San Diego County just started a new program to help families apply for and get service from Cox or Spectrum.
We're trying to take that away from the equation so that we can act as an intermediary and complete the necessary steps in the application for the family and provide access to them.
In a household with multiple children and limited space, finding a quiet place to work can also be a challenge. And there's the issue of how to make sure students with special needs or other learning challenges get the attention and instruction they need. Dr. Gothold says it's more important than ever that parents and guardians take an active role in their children's education.
We can't not let children get further behind, particularly those who are most vulnerable.
And districts are still trying to make sure students who depend on school meals have access to plenty of nutritious food while they're attending class at home. No matter what issues families may be dealing with, Dr. Gothold says the first step is making teachers, principals, and other school staff aware.
For us, we need to double down on our communication to parents about expectations, and at the same time, they have to feel comfortable reaching out to us with any of those concerns so that we can address them.
Lindsay Pena, ABC 10 News.
The superintendent recommends parents first talk to their child's teacher about any programs and resources they can or should be accessing. Every district is different, and it's important to know what your district offers.
We know many of you have questions about how to navigate the upcoming school year with your child at home. And tomorrow we will be joined by two experts with the Office of Education, helping to chart the course for students countywide. You can join us at 9:30 a.m. for the conversation on the ABC 10 News Facebook page, or send your questions to tips@10news.com.